Hello, I am back again with another video on how to navigate scenes. This video is about how you will both zoom and pan within Stratascape, and as you can see from the graphic, my sense of humor is not getting any better. Initially I was going to produce two videos. The first was on how to zoom into and out of a scene because there are multiple ways to do it. And the second, naturally, was on how to pan around a scene because again there are multiple ways to do that. But then I ran into the problem of which comes first, because to zoom you really need to know how to pan, and panning is useless unless you know how to zoom into what you want to pan over to. So this video is on both zooming and panning. Fortunately, both are simple, so this should be a short video. Yeah, where have we heard that before? I will start with how you zoom into and out of a scene. And the first point to note is that you will always zoom into the current mouse location. As you would expect, you can zoom in and out with the mouse scroll wheel. I found that okay, but it's a little coarse for fine scale adjustments. As a result, I added a second way to zoom, which is to hold down the control key, and then, while also holding down the right mouse button, you slide the mouse up and down. This gives you a good level of control over how you zoom, although to be honest, I still use the scroll wheel a lot because it's quicker and often more convenient. To show you how to zoom and pan, I will use a line from the UK Oil and Gas Authority's Rockall Trough project. Specifically, I will use the line in yellow, which is line 70A. I use it a lot because it's both geologically and seismically fascinating. If you don't have the project, I suggest you download it now from our website. You'll find it worth it. So this is the line, and as you can see it's very long and we're zoomed out so we can see the whole scene. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom into this area over here on the left, and I'm going to do that using the scroll wheel. So we'll point at it with the mouse and I'll just start to scroll in. And you can see that area starts to come towards you. And now we can scroll out. So I'm scrolling out with the scroll wheel now. So this is the first way to scroll, and as I say, you simply place the mouse where you want to zoom and scroll in and scroll out. Like that. So zooming with the scroll wheel, which you see here, is the primary means of zooming in and out. But as you can see, it's a little jerky and it's hard to be precise. So we have a second method, and I'll show you that now. So I'm zooming out with the scroll wheel, and again what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in to this area on the left. Now a smoother way of zooming is to hold down the control key, and I'll do that now. So now I'm holding down the control key on the keyboard, and now I'm holding down the right mouse button and you see that the cursor changes to this up and down arrow. And now as I move the cursor up and down, see we zoom in. If I move up, we zoom out. And so this is a smoother way, and in fact faster way of zooming than using the scroll wheel. So I'll zoom into here, again hold down the control key, hold down the right mouse button, watch as the cursor changes to the up and down arrow. If I move up, it zooms out. If I move down, it zooms in. And if I let go, it stops. So those are the two methods: scroll in and out, and control key down, right mouse down, out and in. So that's all there is to zooming. Now I'll show you how to pan around a scene. But first I'll rotate the scene to give you a better idea of how the panning works. Don't worry if you don't know how to rotate yet, I'll cover that in the next video. Panning turns out to be very simple, although there are a few modes you might want to pay attention to. You simply place your mouse wherever you want to start dragging, press and hold down the right mouse button, and then simply drag it where you want it to go. It's that simple. Press, drag, and move it about. And when you've got it where you want to go, let go of the mouse. So, press and hold, drag, and release. Press and hold, drag, release. So that's pretty simple, but there is an easier way to pan. I'll just zoom out here. Suppose you want to bring this into view. Well, sometimes I feel a little bit unenergetic and I don't want to click and drag. So I have another way of doing it. If you want to bring something to the center of the screen, simply point at it and double click with the right mouse button. And as you can see, it just slides it into the scene. And I'll zoom into it. So, point, double click, 1, 2, slide it to the middle of the scene. Point and click. This is good for a Friday afternoon when you've been working all week and you're tired. So I have one final thing to show you, and that is the control right mouse double click. Now you know that if you hold down the control key and the right mouse button, you can zoom in and out. That's fair enough. But suppose you're zoomed in like this and you want to bring part of the scene to the middle, which is the right mouse double click, but you also want to rotate it to the vertical so you're looking straight down. Well, if you hold down the control key and go right mouse double click, 1, 2, it rotates it to the vertical. I know that may seem somewhat like overkill and perhaps a little bit lazy, but believe me, you will use that function quite a bit, especially when you get to rotating and looking at things from different angles. We're quite capable of looking at things at all sorts of strange angles, and getting it straight to the vertical from here can be quite difficult. So that control key down, right mouse double click comes in very handy. I use it pretty much all day, every day. Right mouse down, control key down, right mouse double click, and it slides it into view. You'll use that a lot. So that's pretty much all there is to zooming and panning. To refresh, you can zoom in and out with the scroll wheel. You can zoom in and out by holding down the control key and the right mouse button and simply sliding up and down. You pan around by not holding down the control key. Place the mouse where you want to go, hold down the right mouse button and slide into view, slide wherever you want it to go. You can automatically move things to the center by pointing, double clicking the right mouse, and it'll slide into the scene. And if you happen to be in one of the crazy rotated modes, you can point, hold down the control key, double click the right mouse button, 1, 2, and there you go.